Right, America's trade policy. Confusing, ever-changing, and it affects everyone, even your neighbor with the lawn flamingos. 1 minute, we're trading like best friends. The next, bam! New rule, new tax, new fight. It's a system designed to be misunderstood, but it shapes what you pay for almost everything. Ready? Let's wade in, deep breath, here we go. So, what even trade policy? Sounds dull, but it's actually crucial. Trade policy is a government's rules about how products and services cross borders, who we trade with, what we trade, and at what cost. Think of it as the bouncer at the nightclub of international commerce deciding who gets in and what the cover charge is. Sometimes the bouncer is reasonable, sometimes not so much. These policies cover everything from bananas to software to those tiny umbrellas for drinks. Governments use trade policy to protect local industries, get better access to markets, or sometimes just to make life complicated. The main goal? Supposedly to benefit the country, help businesses grow, create jobs, keep prices stable, that's the theory. The practice? Often messy. Like a toddler with a permanent marker, lots of enthusiasm, questionable results. And someone usually ends up crying, often the consumer or a worker whose factory just closed. Trade policy isn't just for stuffy academics, it affects your coffee, your cheese, your neighbor's job. It's the invisible hand that sometimes slaps you in the face. Understanding the basics is crucial because if you don't, you can't spot when things go off the rails. And they do, frequently. So, let's keep it simple. Trade policy, not just abstract jargon, but real money, real people, and yes, sometimes, real headaches. Onward. Let's talk about the main tools of trade policy: tariffs and quotas. Tariffs are taxes on imported goods. Want French cheese? A tariff makes it pricier. The importer pays, but you, the cheese lover, feel it at checkout. Quotas are limits on how much of something can be imported. Once the quotas hit, no more of that product until next year. Scarcity means higher prices. Basic economics. Tariffs add cost, quotas limit supply. Both can make your shopping more expensive. Why do governments do this? Usually to protect domestic industries. If imported steel is cheaper, a tariff makes American steel more competitive. But it also means higher prices for anyone buying steel, like car makers or construction companies, and those costs, they get passed on to you. So your car, your appliances, even your beer can cost more. It's not just about protecting jobs, it's about who pays the price. And often, it's you. That's the magic of trade policy, making your wallet lighter, one rule at a time. So next time you see a price jump, remember, it might just be a tariff at work, or a quota, or both. Either way, you're footing the bill. Welcome to the world of trade policy. It's not always pretty, but it's always expensive. Let's keep going. Now imagine tariffs and quotas changing constantly. One day a 10% tariff on washing machines, the next, 50%. Or gone, or only on Tuesdays. This is policy whiplash, and it's damaging. Businesses need stability to plan, invest, and hire. If the rules keep changing, how can they build anything solid? It's like building a house on quicksand. So businesses delay investments, hold off on hiring, or move operations elsewhere. Small businesses get hit hard too. A sudden tariff can wipe out profits overnight. They might raise prices or go under. Real people's livelihoods are on the line. Workers lose jobs when factories can't compete or supply chains collapse, all because the policy ground shifted beneath them. Predictability might sound boring, but in trade policy, boring is beautiful. Chaos is costly. And it's not just numbers on a spreadsheet, it's families, jobs, and dreams. So next time you hear about a new tariff, remember, it's not just politics, it's people. And they're the ones who pay for the ride. Stability matters. Let's aim for less whiplash, more common sense. The economy will thank us. So, what does all this mean for you? The most direct impact: prices. Tariffs on imported goods. You pay more for TVs, clothes, cars. Take steel and aluminum tariffs, meant to protect jobs, but they raised costs for car makers, appliance companies, even brewers. Those costs trickle down to you. Your car, your washing machine, your six-pack, more expensive. Sometimes it's about fewer choices. If tariffs make imports too pricey, stores might stop stocking them. Your world gets a little less diverse. And it adds up across thousands of products. Jobs are affected too. Protecting one industry can hurt another. Steel tariffs might help steel workers but hurt auto workers. It's a complicated balancing act. When policies are erratic, the balance is off, leading to job losses or jobs moving overseas. Your wallet feels it, and so does the job market. Trade policy isn't just about economics, it's about everyday life. And when it goes wrong, everyone pays. So, next time you see a price hike, remember, trade policy might be behind it. It's a hidden tax, and it hits where it hurts. Your wallet. Let's talk trade wars. Sounds dramatic, but it's real and damaging. A trade war starts when countries retaliate with tariffs. Country A taxes country B's goods, so country B hits back. It's a schoolyard fight, but with economies. Nobody really wins. Take the US-China trade dispute. The US imposed tariffs on Chinese goods to address unfair practices. China retaliated with tariffs on American products, especially agriculture. Suddenly, American farmers couldn't sell soybeans to China. Prices plummeted, some faced bankruptcy. These are real families, real communities caught in the crossfire. Meanwhile, American consumers paid more for Chinese goods. Companies relying on Chinese components faced higher costs. Trade wars escalate quickly. One product becomes many. Uncertainty spreads, investment slows, and global growth suffers. It's the opposite of a healthy economy. Trade wars are easy to start, hard to stop, and the cleanup can take years. The lesson? Retaliation hurts everyone, and ordinary people pay the price. So, next time you hear trade war, think less action movie, more economic disaster. It's not popcorn worthy, it's costly, messy, and hard to fix. Let's try to avoid them. Cooperation beats conflict every time. The world's economy depends on it, so do we. When America makes big, sudden trade moves, the world reacts. Other countries don't just sit back, they retaliate or look for new partners. If America's unpredictable, why rely on it? Countries form new trade blocs, diversify supply chains, and sometimes leave the US out. This can mean long-term loss of influence and fewer opportunities for American businesses. International bodies like the WTO try to keep things fair, but if the US ignores the rules, the whole system weakens, trust erodes, cooperation falters, trade disputes strain political relationships, making it harder to work together on big issues like climate change or security. America's trade policies aren't just internal, they have global consequences. The world is watching, often with concern and exasperation. When the US shakes the system, everyone feels it, and sometimes the fallout is bigger than anyone expected. So, America, the world's asking, are you okay? Because your choices ripple everywhere, and the stakes are high. Let's not forget that. Is sensible trade policy just a fantasy? Actually, no. Simple, stable, and fair trade policies are possible, and they benefit everyone. Imagine clear rules that don't change every 5 minutes. Businesses could plan, invest, and innovate with confidence. Consumers get good prices and choices. Workers worry less about their jobs. Predictability is key. Stable rules mean a stronger, more dynamic economy. Fairness matters too. Address real unfair practices through negotiation, not just unilateral action. And don't forget those who lose out. Even good policies have losers. Support them. Simplicity is vital. Trade rules shouldn't be thousands of pages of legalese. Clear, straightforward rules are easier to follow and harder to manipulate. This helps small businesses and makes the system more transparent. When everyone understands the rules, shenanigans are harder to pull off. Simple, stable, fair, it's not rocket science, it's just good governance and good economics. We can do better, and we should. Because the alternative is chaos, and we've had enough of that. Let's aim higher, for everyone's sake. The dream is possible. Let's make it real. So, where do we go from here? Are we doomed to endless trade chaos? Absolutely not. We can demand better, clear, consistent, fair policies that work for everyone, not just special interests. This isn't a partisan issue, it's common sense. First, transparency. We need to know what policies are and why they're made. No more backroom deals or sudden surprises. Decisions should be based on evidence, not gut feelings or late-night tweets. Consult the people who know the impacts. Businesses, workers, consumers, experts. Next, stability. Stop the constant flip-flopping. Change is fine, but it should be gradual, well-communicated, and justified. Long-term thinking beats short-term wins that become long-term pain. Fairness and cooperation matter. Work with allies, use international institutions, and share the benefits widely. Support those who face challenges. Build a trade system that's efficient, equitable, and sustainable. Demand policies that make sense, not cruel practical jokes. It's a tall order, but worth fighting for. Because a simpler, fairer trade system benefits us all. And we've had enough chaos. Let's make trade not terrible. Let's make it work, for everyone. Thanks for sticking with me. Now let's go fix it.